Alright, so we've got a bunch of red-black mid-rangey stuff, chat. We've got Rahilda to draw cards off of their deck. We've got Florian to draw extra cards off of our deck. We've got Town-razers and Reckless Stormseekers to get aggressive with. We've got a smattering of different interaction here. We've got some Bloodthirsty Adversary to flash some of it back. I do think one change I'm going to make here real quick is I'm going to cut this one Sorin. I'm going to put in a third Bloodvial Purveyor because I'm a big fan of 4-mana flyers. Taking a peek at the sideboard here really quick. I think I want... I don't know that I love Brittle Blast in a black deck. I guess this is okay in the Dragons matchup. Yeah, that makes sense. These are good in the Dragons matchup. I think Crush the Weak's kind of medium, though. I'm going to put some power word kills in here. I like Shadow's Verdict for the Clerics decks. Ray seems fine. We'll throw the cheeky sword in the sideboard for card advantage. Let's do it. I'm pretty sure I subbed to you. I bought the day I bought my fiance's engagement ring. It's a little weird that it's been 3 years now and we're still not married. Yikes. It's been a crazy last few years for sure. But also, like, if you're not about to reap the tax benefits of it, it's not particularly romantic, Mr. 3000 the movie, but what you should do, if you two are actually ready to be married, you should run the numbers on filing taxes jointly versus separately, and if you save money filing jointly, just go get a piece of paper before the end of the year, and then, like, just plan to have a party still once things are safe and reasonable to have a party. I know several couples that have done that during all of this. You don't always save money filing jointly, so I'd run the insurance and numbers differences. If she feels strongly, that's important. Corral, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Forget how long Christy and I were engaged for. We had lived together for a while before we even got engaged, though. And now the question, is the Alchemy queue taking a second or have we DC'd? Alright, just taking a second. No, I forgot to update the page on my site. You can find deck lists here. I'll add it to the site later today. I forgot until someone mentioned it today. They're playing something aggressive. It could be right to mulligan this on the draw, but we just don't know. And there's a 2-drop, so perfect. I don't see how anybody can get married without living with the other person first. Yeah. It's definitely the big brain play. Knowing how someone behaves in their constant home life is a lot of value before you decide that you want to spend forever with them. Thanks for the follow, Trixie. They massacred my boy, Chip. That's fine. I'll just go land Bloodvial here. 6th point of toughness here. A lot of value in the face of Brittle Blast. Not so great in the face of Vapor Snags and Divide by Zeros, though. Fading Hope or whatever the bounce spell in this format's called. The Bloods do also make things for their dragon. It's a little scary. A little spooky. We'll take Kalain here. Red. Untap. Play my Painter before it goes away. The good news is if they start taking extra turns, they don't make birds, so they're mostly tire spinning. Rudy, thanks for the almost 3 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Thanks, I hit the cord on my headset. Thanks everybody for hanging out this morning. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do Magic the Gathering most days to start the stream off. Play a ton of constructed Magic here. Alchemy is a format that I've personally been enjoying a whole lot, but we also play some Historic and some Historic Brawl as well. Usually change decks every 60 to 90 minutes. Usually play 2 or 3 different decks each day. So I get a lot of variety in the streams here. Opponent has infinite mana for spells with this Prismari now. Yes, the green-red dragons build did not feel particularly exciting. Wow, brutal. Take 7 to kick, brutal. This not being a go blank kind of hurts here. We did not play Mardu Clerics because I pulled up the build of it from the open and I really wasn't a huge fan of some of the choices that it made. Hey, hopefully things work out all right and swiftly for you, pod rolls. Swift recoveries. I think we're probably locked out at this point, huh? Well, that animation was sweet. So they're actually Grixis. Hey, Rad, thanks for the 2 years. Welcome back. Alright, I guess we keep that. And then we're like hoping they don't have a removal spell for Bugbear. They have a lot of looks here, though. I think playing cards based on how sweet their animations are is something you could do in Runeterra. I don't think it's likely viable on Arena, because there just aren't enough good cards that have good animations. Wow, this attack happened. Okay. Bodes well for our hero. Runeterra's been good. They've rebalanced a number of things. Most of the really obnoxious combo finishes that are what pushed me away from the game midway through last year have been rebalanced to be worse or more interactive. I've been enjoying it. We're gonna do Runeterra 4 out of 5 days this week. It's been fun poking at different things there again. You're someone that's looking for other card games to poke at. It's a great choice. The truly consumer-friendly digital card game out there. It's lovely. Lovely. It's lovely getting to promote a game that's fun that's also, yikes. That's also doesn't treat its consumers like piggy banks. Alright, so all of our removal is coming out here. Maybe, I guess I technically need to deal with their dragons still, huh? So maybe I'm supposed to leave some Brittle Blast in? Magma, no buzz. Yep. I'm gonna leave in a couple of Infernal Grasp on board like this otherwise, I think. Inscription only kills things that cost 3 or less. So it does not kill the 4 mana dragons. I would not hold my breath on Magic Arena having PvE like Duels of the Planeswalkers. If I was a gambling man and I sit here playing Magic the Gathering, so very clearly I am, I would wager that Magic Arena is essentially never going to get any other major new features. We're gonna get lots of new cards, and eventually we'll get a new format. Like Pioneer will come eventually, and eventually Modern, and then Legacy years down the line. But it's very easy to program and monetize new cards. It's much less direct. There's much less direct monetization with things like PvE game mode. No, I think multiplayer is firmly a pipe dream as well. Would be incredibly surprised if that ever happened. During the Arena era of Chris Clay being the game director, they had a lot of pretty good communication. And he mentioned that adding 3+ players to the Arena client in a single game would require a fundamental core rewrite of what their backend looks like. So I don't expect that to be a thing that happens anytime soon. Especially considering, like, how would that look on mobile too, right? Seems like poor planning on their part. I actually don't think it's poor planning. Like, this is the part where people like to call me a Watsy shill because I'm going to say the thing that people don't want to hear. Chat, the amount of extra money adding multiplayer would make to this client is not a lot. And that's the reason why it's not a priority. It's not a priority because it's not a profitable thing to invest resources into. The amount of effort it takes to implement something like that to the amount of money it would bring in is a ratio that is not ideal. I sub to you because I know Watsy doesn't pay you enough for being a shill. Thanks for the over 5 years, Marty. Welcome back. Thanks for the prime, Zekalanch. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, Bob. Howdy, howdy. Happy Monday. So... Oh, they flipped this back. That's sad. What if we grasp this, and then Mind Rot, and then attack for 3? I think is the sequence I like here. And then next turn we could potentially kick this to Mind Rot them again with a 3/3. I know saying something is annoying is super subjective, but I think describing this card as annoying is accurate for most people is the best way to put it. In the read we trust, thanks for the 2 years. Welcome back. I sub for the artifact content. Oh no. Somebody let them in on the bad news. All right, and they tapped out here, right? So you just get, like, the perfect kick it here. Hey, thanks for the almost 3 years, Warren Smith. Welcome back. Listen, chat, all I'm gonna say is I have my full playset of artifact cards that I acquired on the Steam Marketplace at a very steep discount. So when their $1 million tournament happens, I am ready. I am thoroughly prepared for Artifact's future of esports. And before anybody dares implies that I have wasted my money, those cards can be resold on the secondary market. They have real tangible value, chat. I'm happy with how we boarded. Yeah, I want, like, some more Brittle Blast on the draw. Maybe we trim Kalain to be a touch more interactive to kill their dragons. I thought you said you didn't like NFTs. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. NFTs with Moto is kind of like the OG NFTs in a way. And I think that's definitely part of why I always hated that nonsense from the start. Reminded me too much of the Moto economy. It's like all these new games that are like trying to lean into, we have NFTs in our video games. We have the future technology. It's like, well, sure, I own this NFT in your video game, but the user license agreement I agreed to when I logged in means I don't actually own the game itself, and I lose access to the game should you ever shut the servers down. But sure, I own the NFT in your game. Sure. This is a little greedy, but I'm gonna bottom the 2-drop here and keep these bigger cards. Perfect, look at that. It's like we drew it up, chat. I'd love to scry. I would love another Crossroads. Let's do it. Disruption me, daddy. Oh, yeah. You know, just what I like. Grab second black here since we've got Purveyor in hand. We are on the draw, so this gets to be untapped. Can we just get Stormseeker going? Yes, a huge problem with NFTs right now is that there are lots of people out there ripping art off of places like DeviantArt and listing it as their own, creating it as an NFT. So even the NFTs are good for artists bullshit isn't true. It was always a scam, chap. I feel the hope leaving my body, chat. It is gone now. Open on a duress and see what we're working with here. Shoot, what you got, opponent? So anyways, they started blasting. And we've got Brittle Blast here to punch through their mana form Hellkite. Feeling good about having boarded in more interaction on the draw here. A little more likely to be slightly slower. I think I want to leave a black source available when I cast this, because if we find a duress off of Florian, we'll probably cast it. Although I honestly wouldn't mind just finding a land here. Yeah. I just look to generate card advantage with Florian here. Oh, I shouldn't have played my land pre-combat. That was a mistake. Messed that up. It could also be that I'm just supposed to like Adversary. Duress there. Into the Bugbear there. It felt pretty good. Little awkward game one when we had too many interactive pieces in our deck that didn't line up well, but in those post-board games, got to swap them out for meaningful cards. And our mid-range deck got to have a real chance there, which felt good. Mid-range decks being good at best of 3, chat. It's all I want for Christmas. Wizards giving me the gift of playable mid-range decks. Chronically ill, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. I miss Siege Rhino. Listen, all I'm saying is when Khans eventually comes to Magic Arena, we're gonna lose an unreasonable number of games with the card Savage Knuckleblade in our deck. Oh gosh, shit. You know what I want to do? I want an Inquisitor Captain into Savage Knuckleblade and Mantis Rider. That sounds dope. Oh yeah, Dice Throne is great heat. Oh yeah, you mentioned you were playing more casual Magic with people. I think Dice Throne's like actually the perfect casual card game. Because it plays multiplayer and it plays one-on-one really well. It's phenomenal. It's a shame streaming board games is so logistically difficult to do well. Because otherwise I'd be super into it. I miss Mardu Green. I mean, Cube Draft is great. It's just definitely more casual. You know, there's nothing wrong with casual Magic. It's arguably the best Magic. Butcher of the Horde. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Stormseeker into 4-mana flyer, chat, is kind of busto. As someone who streamed paper Magic for a long time, doing games like that, it's tough. That's the wrong button. This destroys 3 or less, right? Yeah, so we can kill this. Bye, friends. So probably a Ray of Enfeeblement power word kill matchup. Maybe some Brittle Blasts. I think we trim some of our more individually weak cards. This could, I know the Stormseeker was okay there, but this could be a matchup where trimming some number of Stormseekers is correct, especially on the draw. Paper Hoot. Someone asked me if we were going to have an in-person Hoaglandia event ever. I think that's probably a pretty firm no. Oh, this Go Blank shouldn't be in here. Well, so not only is it awkward to stream paper stuff like EDH Corel, but players who are more likely to engage in EDH content are less likely to be watching Magic on Twitch, right? Wrigley, thank you for the 28 months. I appreciate the tier 2. Welcome back. To be fair, my home does have 3 more bathrooms than the average Magic tournament I attended during my paper days. This is fine. Plenty of removal. There are, in fact, 4 toilets in my house. Chat, land and houses in the cornfields are cheap. My 3,000 square foot home cost less than $300,000. Mid-sized town living is busted. I would highly recommend it. Especially if you're someone that has a job that lets you work remotely. Get out of the big cities. Thanks for the 45 months, Xavier. Welcome back. I've pulled up pictures before, but like my backyard is literally a cornfield. Every other summer, it rotates between cornfields and soybeans. It's lovely. Thanks for the follow, Gameplay Gamer. Just keep killing their stuff here. Jeff House Tour when? I have 3 children, so generally speaking, my home is too much of a disaster in various parts for my wife to ever let me show it on stream. Follow Code Pottery. Do we have a mouse problem? We get, they're technically not mice, chat. They are called voles. They look like mice, but they're not mice, and they've never been inside the house. We don't have an issue with them getting into the foundation, but they do dig lines through our lawn occasionally. And even if they have like a maul next turn, I have a Brittle Blast to kill this still, so I think we just get our 4/4 down. Okay, and now with this play, I think it's important that I think I'm gonna play a tapped land and pass here. Oh, I could have bolted and played Rahilda. That was wrong. I should have bolted to play Rahilda. Anyone who's playing Dice Throne, what would be the best first thing to buy? You want to pick up, some of the characters that are a little bit less mechanically complex. So all of the characters in Dice Throne have a difficulty/complexity rating on them. And you wanna grab the ones that are a little bit easier, probably. I guess it depends on your play group. If you're playing with Magic players, the more complicated ones are actually probably fine. But like, there's a number of Dice Throne characters I wouldn't give my kids to play with, because they just have a little bit too much going on. and Rude, thanks for the over 5 years. I love the long sub animations. They're so great as they spin up. So this means that if I block here, this only takes 1 damage. We'll just let them hit us. Yes, Redain simply being a god and not an angel is lovely. Thick land shit. Gain my life, give you an extra attack. Go. Better to not cast Rahilda? Nah, I don't think so. She's not that much bigger on the backside. They just bricked off, so it didn't matter. Do I give this +1? I think so, because then this can trade with this, right? So we can attack with everything. Then we get to play follow-up Rahilda here. That they brick on a... They brick on a spell again, they're in a world of hurt. So we get to draw 2 spells off of their deck with Rahilda here. Thanks for the spells, bud. Transforms are back, but it's fine. Got plenty of friends here. S3 Black deck's been kind of sweet. Good range here. Getting to see us play against a control deck and then an aggressive deck. I didn't mean to click that button. Yes, the day-night cycle working with future wolves is just such a wonderful change, and thematically it makes a lot more sense too than the way the old ones worked. The fact that it's night for everything at the same time or day for everything at the same time is great. This is fine. Thanks for the follow, Microman. Good morning, good morning. Sounds good, Precipic. I might wait for you to play it a little bit more before I poke at that. I imported a couple of decks from top ladder performers. I think I'm just gonna grab one of those to jam with today to start. We're gonna do Runeterra today, tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday, so I'll play a few things this week. So, red so far? Probably dragons? Will you still be here in like half hour, 45 minutes, Precipic? Because I don't remember what they are all are offhand. Sweet. I'll just pull up the few different things I have imported. You can tell me what you think is most reasonable. Appreciate it. Awesome. Narcos, thanks for the brand new Prime. I know there's a ton of great people that make a ton of great stuff here on Twitch. Thanks for choosing to drop your Bezo bucks off here this month and keeping me around. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. I think we do this. Play this on black and get our scry on. Love the tournament. Thanks for the support, Colonel Yogi. Ooh, that's really nice. Our next open, for those that enjoy the Hooglandia Open series, will be on... what's it called? Will be on January 8th. That's a Saturday. If you want to mark your calendar, signups aren't open quite yet. That tournament will be historic. Oh yeah, can we update the next open command to say January 8th and the link coming soon? Opponent confirmed playing some Dargans here. Kick the Mind Rot, should be pretty good. Kick the Mind Rot, don't kick the Mind Rot. Wait, do they actually have Stone Cold Nothing here? Warpath, thanks for the entire year. Welcome back. Let's get you started to go with that shield. Welcome to the Knights of Hooglandia. Alright, so we want Brittle Blast for the opposing Dragon's deck. The Go Blank was whatever there, but I think we don't want these Mind Rot style of effects here. We want more cards that play to the board in this type of matchup in general, I think. I'm going to cut the Abrades, but I think I might leave the Play With Fires in because Play With Fire does kill their Dragon Whelp efficiently, which is nice. Let's try this 60. I think that that's true of basically every card game, Press a Pick. If the combo and the control decks are like playable but only tier 2, it usually means they're in a good spot. Now that vaccines are widely available, Bob, I wouldn't say that I personally have run out of compassion so much that I have redirected the people that I have compassion for. So the people I still feel for in the current situation in which we live are like the healthcare workers dealing with the fallout from people that are making shit decisions, not the actual people making the shit decisions themselves. Or like the children of parents who are going to force those kids to have bad choices made for them. Those are the types of people I feel for. Oh, dragon, my dragon. All right, so we're gonna decline the sacrifice the first time around here. So we can Brittle Blast this, but then we'll probably ditch it next time through. Hopefully they don't have another one of these. Aloes! Thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Predator is pretty scary. Although I guess they don't have anything else here with it yet, so it makes it a little bit less so. Let's go ahead and do this and get our 2-for-1 out of this before they have a chance to get their hand empty. A very limited window to get a removal spell for this. Even if they play another creature this turn, that window is closed. Exiling my graveyard makes my Bloodthirsty Adversary worse too. They ditched 2 removal spells, which kind of makes me think this is about to die. Just have another one. Yep. Alright, Brittle Blast off the top. Last turn that it deals with this predator. Welcome back, Jellyfish. Thanks for the tier 2. Oh, alright, time to play with fire. Gives us a scry towards Infernal Grasp, I suppose. Turn on, TZT. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, power word kill's not in my deck at the moment. Because they're obviously a dragon's deck. We're only going to 3 next turn, so Infernal Grasp is technically still an out to this one. Probably not winning the game because like any other threat kills us, but it's felt super reasonable so far, Precipic. We've managed to beat both aggro and control with it in our first few matches. Feels like we have good tools post-board in both directions. Rats. So we have 3, 8, 9, 10. Gosh, we're even really close here, huh? Because this is 5, and then 8, and then 10. So, almost won this race. We have to take game 3 on the play here, which is good for us. Your opponent will forget to press the attack button. I don't like winning games like that. If our deck's gonna lose, I like to move on to the next one, so. Winning through misclicks is kind of whatever. I don't really care about I don't care about the specific outcome of this match, right? Like, it's just a random ladder match. That's what I like. Play games for fun. Stunt Bum, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. I find winning due to misclicks kind of lame a lot of the time. Unless they're playing something miserable. If they're playing something miserable, I don't mind if they misclick. Feel free to misclick away if your deck is misery incarnate. Schnuckums, thanks for the 26 months. Appreciate the over 2 years. Welcome back. Get this down on red and get my scry on. Bottom that, I think. Looking for our powerful 4s. Yeah, that's a really concise way to put it. We want to find out how good our deck is in a given matchup, not how good our opponent is at, like, navigating the interface. This card's, like, already dealt its damage. I'm just going to go ahead and get my cards down here and start attacking. Hopefully they don't have too many dragons to make cheap. Their hand is, like, 4 dragons right now. We're probably up a creek without a paddle. This is gonna come as a shock to you, Precipic, but all of the best cards from the digital set seem to be the ones that reduce the costs of things. I'm sure you will be astounded to hear that is the case. Hey, Heldar, thanks for the follow. Even, like, I think Inquisitor Captain is probably, like, the most powerful of the new cards, and even that is basically cost reduction in a roundabout way. I mean, like, that was just, like, one specific match at the end of a tournament, pseudonym. Like, I think the which Dragon's deck is ideal is one that we definitely don't know the answer to. I think Captain's that offensive. I actually haven't played against a single captain in 3 hours this morning, for what it's worth. It's not that popular. I'm kind of expecting Inquisitor Captain to get changed to say it's a cast trigger or it only triggers if you cast it from hand. That's my expectation at the moment. Is there any reason to wait to not wait to play this? I don't think so, right? And flipping it to night on the day-night cycle is actually beneficial for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here. This is on red. I have black in hand though, so I'll name red again. Well, for what it's worth too, Precipic, the captain's decks don't have good metrics in best of 3 Alchemy on Untapped, and they only performed okay in the tournaments this weekend. I think I leave them the gold span and we Brittle Blast the Scion to cut their card advantage. We're kind of winning the race at the moment, right? Depending on what else they could deploy here. They could have another really big dragon with the Kalain plus the Fearsome Bolt making it cheaper. The fear of leaving the Goldspan Dragon alive here is that it enables something to be bigger than my Brittle Blast. If you haven't checked it out yet, Pseudonym, there's a 10-minute Meta Monday video up on the channel that has my takes on the results from the weekend. Dougie, thanks for the 3.5 years. Morning, good morning. So they got 4 mana available to them here still. And remember, Kalain makes things 1/1 bigger for each treasure you spend on it. The Dragon's deck is very good, Precipic, and it's like kind of a quintessential mid-range deck. So I think it's a great deck to have be good. It's like good threats, good interaction. Knock you to 4, get 7 looks. Florian is so good. 7 looks is just so many cards, chat. I think I'm just gonna take a land and then Brittle Blast this gold span here. I also think we're gonna go ahead and Brittle Blast this now, so that way this can't make 2 mana to let Kalain make something +2/+2. Because like if they draw like a big dragon next turn, it could be like a 6/6 instead of a 4/4 because of Kalain plus the treasure token. Well, Whelp on the play is definitely good. BJ Roth, thank you for the 3.5 years. Welcome back. Man, this red-black deck's been sweet. Good mix of stuff. Rahilda was such a nice addition to this archetype. We had played something similar to this in Standard that largely leaned on Florian for card advantage, and getting to play Rahilda for card advantage in addition to Florian feels really, really strong. I think I kind of want a 3rd Florian in here, though. I feel like I want like 1 more piece of card advantage. I don't know how I feel about Go Blank in this format as a main deck card. The Kalains have also been kind of whatever. I don't know that I want 3 of these. Brittle Blast has kind of been overperforming. I wouldn't mind another one of those in the main deck with all the dragons that have been running around. We've not played against any Leers. Maybe I'll shove the extra Go Blank in the board. I also think with Leer and other considerations, maybe Break Expectations is better than Duress. A lot of my black decks I've been playing Break Expectations and I've been happy with it. Let's try this. Time for 1 or 2 more matches here before we shift gears. Grimmelden, thanks for sticking around for over 2 years. Welcome back. I think Go Blank is good against Mono Black. Yeah, I guess it's okay there. This hand's great. We get to go tapped land, Rahilda, untapped land, Mind Rot you. This also brings back Rahilda too, which is great. Having a must-answer threat to reanimate with this seems pretty potent. This card's been reasonable in this set so far. We've used both the discard and kill multiple times. We've not reanimated yet, but the potential for it to be good with this is definitely there. Winning the die roll seems good against mono white. Bolting ourselves for our land, not great, but a lot of the digital cards are very wordy. Press a pick. That is accurate. Hey chat, want to see a trick? And it's nighttime, chat. It's nighttime, so we get to inscription this Adelaine and then hit them twice with this. Bye. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day. It's a shame we don't have land here. Ooh, that's a puppy too. Notable that we are at night currently, so this is not exiling anything at the moment. Well, at least we're no longer clueless, chat. We've got that going for us. I'm gonna greed a little bit and crack this. I really need a land. I think I'm gonna cut the Egdoms from this deck. I think I'm gonna cut these. These have not felt good. They've literally just been bolting us. Yeah, this card is super strong press to pick. I think this is one of the best 2-drops they've printed in a long time. No, I think I just put like some basics in my deck. Town-razer gets to turn off this Faceless Haven. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look at the mana base of this deck before we started playing. I didn't realize we had so many of these. We saw them in a couple other games. I assume they were one ofs. And remember, even if they pay 2 life to keep this, it is no longer a creature that can attack. The rest of that text gets wiped off here. It's not confusing, it's just clunky in paper. So in paper, you'd have to have your opponent reveal cards off the top of their deck until they reveal a non-land, which is just cumbersome to execute. This is definitely both of these cards are actually designs that you could implement and track in paper. It's just cumbersome. This attack seems loose, because now I get to attack with this, which gives me Brutal Cathar, and they don't get to eat this. Yeah, I would bet what Precipice said there is true. They were likely cards that were in design docs for other things, but they were cumbersome to track, so they got cut because of that. I would bet money that that's the case. And then we've probably stabilized this board at this point. I named white with this Forsaken Crossroads because we've exiled an Intrepid Adversary to my Rahilda, and I want to play Intrepid Adversary and make my board bigger next turn. This card letting you do cheeky things like that is great. Chat, you still see me, right? All right, there's my opponent's timer. Got it. Get it, got it, good. Yes, yeah, I like this card too. As someone who was a big Desecration Demon fan back in the day, this card gives off like big Desecration Demon vibes in a way that's really enjoyable. Opponent must have something IRL going on. Alright, so let's Kalain. And this flips back. That's great. Just to add a little extra salt to the wound. So, this is a card that always gets asked about inevitably when I don't sideboard it in a matchup like this, but I genuinely don't think this card is particularly good against this white aggro deck because of their Thalias and potentially Redains out of the sideboard. I think I'd much rather just be playing cheap spot removal to kill them on the way up the curve. So I am intentionally not bringing this in here. This card is in the sideboard here because I think it is very, very good in the Clerics matchup, which we've not run into today, but that deck is very powerful in this format. I think it's worth having cards that respect it in my sideboard. I'm going to board out my kind of linear aggressive cards and things that ramp me up. We're just going to become more interactive and then win the game with our larger threats and our cards that generate card advantage. So like these 11 creatures generate card advantage. These are just chunky friends here that block and attack well. And then we have plenty of spot removal here to hopefully stay alive. That's like us 26 lands with the spell lands. Honestly, I think we probably like, I might want just more Shatterskull. It could just be right to add two more basics though as well instead of these egg dubs. The egg dubs are definitely bad. We've cast this as a spell a few times, but this has just been a bolt land. I don't think the reanimate in that is particularly good. The next open will definitely be historic and it will be on January 8th. It's like Saturday. Full spell, lands, opponent mulligan, snap it off. Opponent mulligan to lot. Might be a quick one. Alright, let's do one more. I want to get a whole match in. Okay, chat. So I've just gotten the green light that I'm allowed to talk about this. And I promise you, what I am about to say is not a joke. I am being dead serious, and I'm super excited to have it be a thing that I'm allowed to share. So, our January Hoaglandia Open event is going to be kind of a PTQ. I don't know what they technically call it, but the winner of our January tournament will be awarded an invite to the Neo Set Championship. Past that, the 7 other competitors that finish in the top 8 will also be granted qualifiers to the February Arena Qualifier weekend for the Neo Championship. MTG, now, for clarity's sake, MTG Melee has been given these things to give to premium tournament organizers. So we are officially a premium MTG Melee tournament organizer. And they have given us one of their invites to award to our tournament. So shout out to MTG Melee for being an excellent platform and helping support us with some of their things they have to pay forward. I will admit to being an MTG Melee shill. They make a great product, and I'm happy to advertise for it. I think we bottom this. We need a 4th land, right? Hopefully this is a matchup where our removal spells are going to throw our control deck this hand is super awkward. This is a great pickup here. Yes, our tournament structure will not be changing. So there will not be, it is, everything else about the tournaments is remaining the same. You still need to be subscribed to my channel to play. You still have to pay the $5 entry fee on Melee. You are still required to screen share upon request. The only thing that will be changing slightly is the way we do coverage. We are going to be delaying the matches that we show by at least 5 minutes for competitive integrity. So because there's something a little bit more tangible on the line, there's a little bit more incentive for people that might want to gain an edge to do that. So we're going to make sure that that's not an option for people. And we have the logistics technology for coverage to do that. We technically, all of our matches were kind of time shifted anyways, and this will just leverage that to ensure we maintain competitive integrity while still having our excellent coverage. Thanks for the 18 months, we'll move it. And we'll have signups open for that event real soon. I was waiting to find out that I could publicly talk about the fact that it's going to basically be a PTQ. To put signups up. I think they're a ramp deck. They played like 2 lands Druid class and conceded to Town-razer. So I think they're a ramp deck, and I'm going to cut my cheaper removal here. We'll bring in the discards to pressure their hand. The format of the next open is going to be historic. Also, to talk about things still being the same, I'm certain this is going to increase our player count than we usually have. We do still intend to cap the tournament at 256 players. We've never hit that cap before, but I think there's a chance we might with the PT Cube thing being a factor. Trim. We'll leave 4 Mind Rots in for now to start. Our opponent has just decided they don't want to play against Town-razer. That's fair. All right, I forgot to cut the bolt lands here really quick. Let's do that, and then we're gonna play one more match before we pop along. I think this might be my favorite Alchemy deck I've played so far. It's exactly the style of Magic deck that I love playing. Getting 3 good dual lands is also great. This is 12, 17, 12, 19. Yeah, looks good in terms of mana base. This tournament will be an MTG Melee Premium tournament, and there will be an announcement coming soon of other MTG Melee organizers that will also be running similar events that will award an invitation to the Neo Set Championship. The person, my MTG Melee contact, I think I can name Brad Nelson is the person I work with at MTG Melee. He's a good dude, and he said they're going to have a full list of tournament organizers on their site that will have tournaments coming up in January that will award invites to the Neo Championship. He said I was okay to start talking about that. We have one because I signed the contract and stuff already to get that confirmed. All right, the Scion needs a 3rd land, but if it finds one, it's pretty good. Probably a control deck here. Our hand's not terrible against control. Florian's a great threat here, so having multiples isn't bad. Hand's not bad against control. Immediately draw Brittle Blast. Yikes. Brad co-commentator? That's actually not a bad idea. I should try and rope Brad into being our 3rd for January. I'm gonna write that down instead of us. There's no promises. He might be busy, but that could be fun. So Oh, hey, look, 4 minutes ago, the post went up. That's fantastic. Okay, sweet, good. See, I'm not a liar, chat. This is not a joke. It's not April Fool's. Tempo me, daddy, tempo me. Oh, I am fully ready for the Jeff only liked Alchemy because he got this thing coming from Melee that's related to Wizards comments. Those are... And for what it's worth, my original takes on Alchemy came before I got this offer from MTG Melee. So... I was actually thinking about taking January off from running tournaments. I was gonna take the month off, but this seemed like a good opportunity, so we're gonna be here. Hopefully the top card of our deck is a land chip. Nailed it. Sometimes lucky. See, chat, being a WotC shill already has the shuffler working in our favor. This is perfect. Fantastic partnership. Dice Chandler's a little spooky after they made a key to the archive here. Oh, they're a Bant deck. Wonder what green they're playing. Ooh, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Put 2 lands onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Interesting. Is this the only search? I guess it doesn't need basics. Let's start by attacking here. See what happens before we play our land. Okay. And then I have 6 mana, so I can do this into this. Okay. So whatever their last card is their key to the archive. Harsh, but fair. So Florian, Rahilda, if they brick next turn, I get to draw 3 extra cards. And even if they like, whoo, chat, this game is OVER. Look at that. Look at that sweet, sweet aggro card advantage. Papi! That's the good stuff right there, chat. That's the good stuff. Oh, am I supposed to leave Abrade in my deck to kill their keys? Maybe. We'll board in the discard spells and the break expectations. Yes, so Alchemy is standard plus direct to digital cards and rebalances. So cards that they feel are too good in Standard or stifling Diversity, they're power balancing in Alchemy. It's basically the Magic format I've wanted for years. It's fantastic. If Wizards manages it correctly, Alchemy will easily be the most diverse format consistently that Magic the Gathering has ever had. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Entropy, welcome back. We're on the draw here. We need some lands. We've got a Scry. Play this on black. So the digital sets are going to release 2 to 3 weeks after a regular Standard set, I believe. Maybe it was 2 to 4 weeks, some amount of time after the regular Standard set. Maybe it was 4 weeks. They want to release balances when they do it too. So it might have been 4 weeks. It's just got Stone Cold Nothing going on so far. Big fan of Stone Cold Nothing. Like, land Key to the Archive would be great. Great. I think if we're gonna miss a land drop, we'll Florian next turn. If we hit the land drop, we might just Town-razer and smash them. Do I Town-razer? Nah, I'm gonna Florian. Because we're gonna hit for 6 here. Which means if I hit a Break Expectations, we can cast it. It could have also been right to go blank, so we could Bloodthirsty go blank next turn, potentially. Good chance one or both of these die here. Goodbye, friends. You are not invited. And this is a nice pickup. Gives us something to do with our mana here. After the go blank. Yes, the digital sets will be releasing alongside every Standard set. And this format will rotate similar to Standard rotating. It's kind of a digital-only version of Standard with the benefits that you get from being digital. It'll rotate when Standard rotates in the fall, for example. All right, that's a formula. There was something buggy in this latest patch pseudonym that slowed down a bunch of the animations. I think I pay without the treasure here. So, we'll have one card left over. There's still thoughts left in that pretty little head of theirs, chat. Let's get rid of them. Blink it out. They been to Demonic Tutor. So they're Our last card must be good, huh? Probably another Discover. Leer. That card's a lot less scary than it otherwise could be. Great. If the top of their deck is hot here, we could be in trouble. That's not particularly scary. Oh, I was like, wait, what? Are they just conceding? This is quicker than top rating. Okay, I understand now. I was like, wait, what? We blocked nothing? Yeah, that's true, Lampton. That's true. The go blanks are the reason we won that game, though. If we hadn't had go blank, the Leer would have buried us. So got our values worth out of having that card in our sideboard. You know, chat, I've spent a lot of time talking about the last couple of years how Magic design has kind of pushed a lot of Magic's constructed formats away from kind of mid-range decks that I've enjoyed, and it's early still. Obviously, Alchemy's going to go through a lot of changes and stuff as it goes, but like maybe this is the place where that can finally be the thing, right? Like, I don't know that I would believe they've intentionally pushed mid-range out of a lot of their other formats. Like, I think it was just happenstance of things that they just, like, didn't predict or missed. And Alchemy, to me, is exciting because this format will be able to be what they actually want Magic to be because it's a live environment. And I want to optimistically think they want mid-range decks to be able to exist, and just like circumstances and things that they missed have prevented it in other formats. So hopeful that decks like this can stay competitive, you know? This deck's a sweet mix, right? Like, we've got these 3 threats that generate card advantage. We've got these just like chunky top ends that can outsize other creature decks and apply pressure to control decks. And then Reckless Stormseeker really lets us get aggressive when we want to get aggressive, while also playing quality and flexible removal. Inscription was super sweet at a lot of different points during that set in a way that was fantastic.